Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. Dr. Cedric Dent is a professor in the MTSU School of Music and a multiple Grammy winner. He's also a founder of Take Six, a legendary jazz and gospel group that influenced a whole genre of music. He joins us on Out of the Blue to talk about the Take Six Scholarship, something he started to help the remarkable students here at Middle Tennessee State University. Well, Dr. Dent, it's always an honor to talk with you, and I really appreciate you coming on the show. Welcome to Out of the Blue.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I've caught some of your interviews, man. You get all the heavy hitters on campus.
Well, I tell you what, multiple Grammy winner, fantastic professor, beloved by the students, and we're so very proud of you, Dr. Dent. It's talk about heavy hitters. I think I landed the best one here. So I want to talk about the Take Six Scholarship. I want to talk about anything you want to share with me of what you've been doing with the pandemic. But I really want to dial back a little bit to just before the pandemic. David and Goliath, a big hit, a big piece of music for Take Six. I noticed that in February, just before we had all locked down, you were featured at Baylor University at a huge symposium, kind of talking about your role and your study of gospel music, but you really keyed it off that particular song. Can you talk and share a little bit about that?
I sure will. As it turns out, the song David and Goliath, as recorded by Take Six, when anybody asks me, what is your favorite song that Take Six has recorded? I always say David and Goliath. And the reason is that was the song that literally clinched our record deal and launched our careers. But it's also interesting because I did my doctoral research for my dissertation on quartet, Black religious quartet singing, which most of the songs on our very first record, Take Six's very first record, we drew from that repertoire. I didn't know it at first because the primary arranger was the guy that was doing all of these songs, and I thought, like most people when they first heard the record, that this was all original material. When half of that material went back decades and into the Black religious quartet tradition. And so one of the talks I've given more than once, really, but the one that you referenced at Baylor is a comparative analysis of Take Six's version of David and Goliath and the original version that was recorded back in the early 1960s by a quartet called the Jubilee Four.
The staying power of Take Six, I hear you all the time, and the remarkable body of work that group has produced. You've got to be so very proud of what you accomplished as a member of that group.
I am. And I say this in all humility. Take Six really sort of established a sound that many groups that came after us begin to emulate. And it became a lot of the things that groups that we take for granted that a cappella groups do now were started by Take Six. Take Six was the first to sort of extricate the bass singer in the ensemble in a cappella singing and treat him like, say, an upright bass player. So that he's walking from chord to chord. You hear that kind of thing all the time now. Mm-hmm. But Take Six was really the first one to do that, to move a cappella vocal jazz singing from sort of a choral jazz sound to sort of an instrumental approach to ensemble singing. Mark Kibble, the guy who is the primary arranger, is the guy who just came up with this sound. So when we signed our record deal our first record deal back in 1987, the president of the Nashville division of Warner Brothers said to us, "I've never heard anything like this, and that's why I'm drawn to you. Let's see what we can do. Even though I'm supposed to be releasing country music, this is so unique. Let's just record a record and see what happens."
That's a remarkable story. We talk about Music City being more than country music, and you're living proof of it. Take Six is. That's a good segue into the Take Six Scholarship. Talk to us about why that was established and who you're hoping to help with it.
A good friend and a former pastor of mine, really, when I first I was talking to him and I said, this was around 2010 or so, just before I formally retired from Take Six. And I told him I wanted to establish a scholarship to create opportunities for students to learn more about what it is Take Six does, number one. But I see so many talented students that just need a little financial help. If we can do something to help them, it'd be a wonderful way to give back. You know, one of the things that I think will last beyond Take Six is the difference that we've made in students' lives by creating this scholarship. And so I'm very proud that even though I left the group, the guys are still very supportive of the scholarship.
Let's segue a little bit into this period of time we're in right now, the COVID-19 pandemic and all the precautions we had to take. I always like to ask talented faculty members like you, what have you been doing to keep on serving, keep on learning, and offering up new material during this time? Have you had any projects that we could talk about?
You know, performing opportunities are less now, but still come around every now and then. And I'm really excited about the piece that I composed over the summer while I was locked down. I did a lot of composing, by the way, but I composed a particular piece that was inspired by Black Lives Matter protests that happened all across the country for voice, piano, cello, and violin. And the Stones River, Stones River Chamber Players, that's what it is. The faculty ensemble in the School of Music actually recorded it just last month. And it should be streaming now on the School of Music YouTube channel. I also just recently recorded a performance with the Jason Max Ferdinand Singers. Some people may know who Jason is by the work that he's done with this award-winning college choir of his down in Huntsville, Alabama at Oakwood University. They're called the Aeolians. I've written a lot of pieces for them over the years, and we just recorded a live performance for the Live from London's choral series of concerts. They've also premiered a piece that I wrote for them. Again, during the summer when everything was shut down, and I got a lot of composition done.
Wow. Well, Dr. Dent, why am I not surprised that you keep on moving during all this time? I mean, we're so proud of you at MTSU and all that you've accomplished and all that you continue to do for our students. Dr. Cedric Dent, professor in the School of Music, emeritus member of Take Six, a multiple Grammy winner. Cedric, thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
And that does wrap up another edition of Out of the Blue. You can find news and information about the campus 24 hours a day on our website, mtsunews.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for additional special content. And for news and information about our response to the COVID-19 crisis, go to mtsu.edu/coronavirus. I'm Andrew Ottman. Stay safe, stay on course, and remain true blue.